videos, you should have learned how to make your value scale out of patterns. You should have created two different patterns that you like into value scale form. And then you also should have drawn the contours of your bugs using gridding. Now that you're done with that, you're ready to move on to actually adding and applying the patterns that you created up here down into the value on the contours, just like you see here in your finished product. So here we go. First thing you need to do is you need to decide what or which of these different designs that you created and values you want to use on which bugs. For this assignment, you need to make sure that you try and complete the entire worksheet. There's 2 more bugs on the back, and then this one down here. I will only be grading 2 of them, so if one of them gives you a lot of trouble, it's okay if you move on. I just want to see that you attempted it. So 2 out of 3 bugs will be graded, and then you completing the entire value scale up at the top will be graded. So make sure those are all completely done. Alright, for this video, I'm only going to show you how to start adding value into this one. Make sure whenever you're choosing the value for each of your bugs that you're not just doing cross-hatching and hatching the whole time. I do want you to experiment with using your own designs. Name the design, so I'm going to call this one Leaf and that one Loopy because it's got all these loops. And then write down which designs you're using where it says shading technique. So I think I'm going to do the leaf one on this example. So I have my contours done. Because my contours are done, I no longer need my grid lines. That's why you always do your grid lines in pencil. So I'm going to go ahead and erase those grid lines and those numbers. Remember, as you're watching this, feel free to stop, pause, rewind. I'm giving you 2 days to complete this worksheet. So hopefully that's plenty of time to get everything done. If not, it becomes homework. Okay, so I have most of the grid lines erased, so now I'm ready to actually start adding my value. So once again, I like to start with the darkest value, which are the shadows, my number 6 value. And I'll write the numbers down here so you can see what the numbers are. Okay, so my number 6 value. So before I can start applying my number 6 value onto this, I need to look over and see where the number 6 value is going to be. So I need to find any parts on this image that are as dark as the number 6. So that means it's as black as it can be. The blackest of the ink. So I see that I've got some number 6 here. I've got a little bit in here. A little bit here. 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 Down here. And I'm going to do this kind of quickly. So once I've identified where the number 6 is, I'm going to start recreating the number 6 value into just those parts. So the number 6 is really tight, you can barely see it. Especially on little areas like this, you're not really going to see much besides just the little marks. But I'm still making sure that I use those values, even if it's hard to tell the pattern exactly. Still important. And it kind of goes down over here. I'm doing this kind of sloppy and quick, just making quick little leaf shapes. You are going to want to take your time. You have plenty of time. I just don't want this video to be so long that you don't have time to work because you're watching the video. Okay, there we go. So once I have most of my number 6 on there, then I'm ready just to move down to my next value, which is number 5. Remember, to create a lesser value, so to create a lighter value, all you need to do is take your pattern and spread it out a little bit more so so you can see more wide of the page. You can also make the pattern a little bit larger. So you notice it's really tiny in here and it gets larger. And that'll also make it look like it's a lighter value. So I've got some 5s in here, so I'm going to go around. Some 5s down here. Notice I'm not just filling this all in the same value. I see that there are value changes, so I'm just trying to be true to what that image shows me in order to make it look like realistic value. You really need to be prepared to be able to change from one value to the next pretty quickly. Alright, let's pretend like I have all my 5s done. I'm going to move on to my 4s, fill in all the 4s over here, move on to my number 3s. 2s are going to be really large, so there's not going to be much in there. And then 1s I'm just going to leave white. When I'm all done, here's an example. You can see the value changes. You can see the really darks, you can see the medium tones, the light tones, and you can see that it creates the values that we're looking for. Make sure you finish this one, move on to your other 2 on the back. If you have any questions, ask your neighbor, ask me, but stay focused, and best of luck.